Hi, my name is Brennen Speech, and I invite you to watch this video where I share my story about living daily with Crohn's disease from last year's Distinction Awards. Thank you for all you do to support our mission to cure Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis, and to improve the quality of life of children and adults affected by these diseases. Thank you, and please enjoy the video.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Brennen Speech. I'm a teenager, and I have Crohn's disease. Being a teenager is hard, but being a teenager with Crohn's disease is even harder. I'm here to share my journey and the added embarrassments of being a teen with Crohn's. I've been lucky enough to have the tremendous support from my parents who are seated here tonight. And shout out to my own man. Happy birthday, Dad. Here is my story. Chapter 1, On Top of the World. I was on fire. I was a straight-A student and the happiest kid around. I was the top goal scorer on one of the best soccer teams in the state. I was the man. I had friends, confidence, and unlimited plans for the future. Imagine my excitement with my bright future ahead. Chapter 2, Confusion and Pain. What seemed like overnight, I now started having excruciating joint pain, crippling stomach aches, and unexplainable nausea and vomiting. After many tests and some very unpleasant violations of my personal space, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. As I continued to get sicker, I kept smiling, even though I was not in the smiles mood. My treatments included everything you can imagine. Not only was I going through tremendous physical difficulties, I had the added emotional struggles of being left out of holiday traditions. Over Christmas break, while everyone is enjoying turkey and pumpkin pie, I was on a liquid-only diet of 9 drinks a day, a horrible chalk-like tasting sludge. Even on my birthdays, for 5 years straight, we worried about what pains I would suffer. Vomiting was a usual, unbearable stomach pain a constant, and illusions of a normal birthday celebration vanished. Then, realization of my seclusion would set in. My medical treatments continued, including excessive amounts of pills and multiple visits to the emergency room to treat dehydration. Nothing worked. Kids at school didn't understand my frequent absences and my ever-changing physical appearance. When I was in a full flare-up, I would eat very little. On multiple occasions, I was reported to the counselors for being anorexic. And then, once the prednisone fluffy face set in, I was reported for depression for letting myself go. Imagine my embarrassment trying to explain why I kept going from emaciated to fluffy. This is not fun, nor something that a 15-year-old should ever have to go through. Picture this. I was 76 pounds. I had to wear hoodies every day to school because if I didn't, kids could see my heartbeat through my back. The kid who was once on top of the world was now nothing more than a bench warmer on a soccer team, a student struggling to attend class, an outgoing extrovert who turned inside himself because he didn't want to talk to anyone. I was bullied at soccer. I was bullied at school. I felt like I had lost everything. I told you being a teenager is hard. Now you can see that being a teenager with Crohn's disease is even harder. As my friends were sleeping well for finals at school the next day, I was in the emergency room with an NG tube, IV fluids, and a heart monitor preparing for emergency surgery. I wasn't able to finish 8th grade that year. Chapter 3, Recovery Kid. Since surgery, I've been reinventing myself to be the kid that I previously imagined I could be. I am managing school, sports, girls, homework, my sickness, along with the girls. I am living well with my disease. With help from the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America, I was lucky and healthy enough to participate in Team Challenge running the half marathon in Napa. On one practice run, I had a cramp and I wanted to stop. My coach looked at me and laughed. He told me that in life, we have to choose what battles to fight. And for those of us with Crohn's disease, that fight has been put front and center. That really spoke to me. We Crohn's kids need to fight our fight and be reminded that we are stronger because of it. I was also lucky enough to spend a day at CCFA's camp, Oasis, this year. And that one day with all the kids and teens made a lifelong impact. I'm so grateful for all of the support that the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has given to me and my family. I have a unique perspective on this disease. It's really hard being a teenager, and it's even harder to be a teenager with Crohn's. Chapter 4, The Kid with Hope. I'm still writing this chapter, but I've been living with this disease now for 6 years, and I can say this sucks. I feel good today, but I know I may not feel good tomorrow. It's always on my mind that there is no cure. So I have hope. Hope that one day we will find a cure. Hope that other teens won't have to go through the same pain and suffering I dealt with in 8th and 9th grade. Hope that together we can solve this mystery and find a cure. Thank you so much.